Change your heart, change your life, change the planet.
Hey everybody, Tim Van Orden, coming to you from the West Ridge Trail in Bennington, Vermont. And I'm out here listening to a book called Perfectly Reasonable, which is a collection of letters by Richard Feynman, the Nobel laureate and physicist. And it's fascinating, the mind of this man. And what I'm coming away with in this moment as I listen is that there are different kinds of minds. There's not one universal human mind. There's no such thing as a blank slate. We each come at the world with a different set of skills, with different perspectives, with different experiences, with different ways to process, different fuels that engage that processing, different triggers. And this diversity of mind is what makes human society work. It's what makes us so successful, is that there are so many different lenses to see the world through and process what is then seen. And this, I think, is the most important type of diversity and something that we should celebrate more than we do. And that's why I want to make this video today, because I had a really profound experience a few minutes ago, and I'm hoping that it speaks to at least some of you. Now, in this diversity of minds, there is no better or worse, because it's not about the individual, it's about the group. So when you take all of these lenses, all of this information, and you bring it together, you have a greater understanding. You have a bigger picture. Just like the internet has allowed us to see a much bigger picture of things than any one mind could discover or create on their own. So even though we have this natural diversity, and it's a strength of human community, our cultures tend to select out certain types of minds as being superior or more desirable. And this can leave people who have a certain type of mind feeling left out, feeling shamed, feeling that they don't have value, that they're not appreciated, and they can spend their lives trying to be like others, trying to be like the minds that are socially approved of, or socially selected, socially worshipped. Being an introvert is a great example of this. For the longest time, it was seen as a pathology, something to overcome. It's a weakness, it's a flaw in character. For myself personally, I've never felt that I fit in to any group. I almost never feel like I belong to the human race. It's always felt to me like I'm an alien species, and that I need to hide my truth. I need to hide the way my mind works and the way I feel in my body, because I will be attacked if I show people my truth. And even though I share a great deal here on YouTube, or here, I guess apparently this is YouTube. I'm walking through YouTube right now. So even though I'm vulnerable in many ways, I still don't give you everything. I don't really let you see what's going on in me, because I don't know if you'd appreciate it, and I also see that I could easily be attacked in a very, very damning way. So I give little pieces, little windows, little moments. But as I have this experience today, I'm realizing that I want to stand up more and be a voice for different kinds of minds, and to celebrate and stand for that diversity, and to help people find the value of their lens, to help them find the power of their voice, the power of how their brain processes the world differently than everybody else. So what happened to me today is that I'm listening to this book, and they're just letters that he wrote about life, about physics, about family, etc. And I noticed that I'm quivering and shaking and crying and laughing, and I'm just ecstatic, and just there's a sense of joy permeating through my entire body, and I don't know what to do with it. I can't control it. And I realized that the same thing happened to me a few days ago listening to another book by Richard Feynman. What Do You Care What Other People Think? That's the name of it. And I thought about this. Why is this happening to me? Why am I having this profoundly joyous experience? And after a little bit of reflection, I realized what it was. His words, his mind, the way he plays with the world, the way he plays with ideas, the way he plays with uncertainty, that feels like me. What I was crying and joying about was that his words felt like me. I didn't feel alone. I felt like I finally found another black swan. Like there's somebody else like me. I'm not alone in the universe. I'm not an alien. There's somebody else like me, somebody else whose brain disassembles everything and plays with it and then wants to put it back together in different ways and share it with people. And people have always looked at me like, you're crazy, or I don't know what to do with that, or slow down, or hey, we're just kicking a ball here. And I hold my tongue. And when I listen to him, I don't feel like I have to hold my tongue, or that I don't have to apologize for playing with things like I do. To me, everything is to be played with, is to be investigated, is to be opened up. And that can be really confusing or threatening to people. And I'm not trying to say that my intelligence or understanding is on par with Richard Feynman's. Not at all. Most of the time, I feel like an absolute idiot. I'm scrambling, struggling to try to understand things and to try to make sense out of things. And the only place that I feel confident is in questioning things, is in pulling them apart and putting them back together and finding something that lights me up, and then I share it. But I don't share it with a sense of, hey, I know everything and you need to listen, or I'm highly intelligent. That's not how I feel. I'm curious and I play, and I really like the things that show up in the midst of that play. It doesn't make them truth. So I'm not comparing the content of my intelligence or my knowledge with him. I'm simply comparing the process, the type of mind. And maybe you've had a similar experience where you've felt like an alien, you felt alone, you see the world through a very different lens, and you look all around you and you see people that they just don't get it, they don't see it, and you want to communicate, but maybe they laugh at you, or maybe they shun you, maybe they tell you to shut up, maybe they tell you to stop taking everything so seriously. And it's one that I get a lot, but it's like, I'm not taking it seriously, I'm playing with it. You're the one who's taking it seriously because you're telling me that it's a taboo topic and you're getting all ruffled. That's serious. This is play. But people don't like it when you play with the sacred. They don't like it when you play with things that they don't understand, because they need that sense of certainty. And that's a type of mind too, and it's not to be faulted. It's just that you have to recognize that their minds do different things. Your mind is going to do something very unique to you. And maybe you'll go through life like I have, feeling like an alien. And what I'm reminded of today is that one of the reasons that I love books so much and that I listen to so many of them, it's not so much for the content, it's not so much for the ideas or the information. It's for the way the ideas are presented. It's for the lens, the perspective. How does this person play with ideas? For instance, I just finished a book earlier on this run by Howard Kushner, Overcoming Life's Disappointments, and the whole book was a sermon. There's some interesting information in it, but it was a sermon. And I didn't hear him playing with ideas. I heard him giving knowledge like a father would. And a couple books ago, I listened to The Order of Time by Carlo Rovelli. And here's another brain who's playing with the fabric of time, the fabric of existence. And it's poetic, and he savors the words. And it's a really rich experience for him to discuss these things. And although I really enjoy the subject matter, I want to better understand time and space and existence. But it's the way he lensed it. It's how he gives us access to the information that made all the difference. And I didn't feel totally connected to him. There's something that was intimidating about the way he does that. So again, a different mind, closer. Someone that I would definitely want to hang out with. Someone that I would want to learn from and play with, but not someone that I feel like that's me talking. Whereas Richard Feynman, I have that sense of, you're my brother from another mother. So this is a great reason to read, to expose yourself to voices. Not so much content, but voices. If you're feeling alone, if you're feeling like there's nobody out there who gets it, who's like you, who feels it, who sees it the way you do, there probably is. Read, listen, interact, expose yourself to voices that you're not going to find in your local environment, that you're probably not going to find in your family or in your group of friends. Go out into the wider world and open yourself up to these voices. And it's really just a numbers game. Eventually you'll find one that makes you cry and shiver with joy. And it's changed the way that I'm lensing the world now. It's like, yeah, I'm not alone. I'm not a freak. There are others like me, and I will seek them out, and we will play, and we will contribute in our way. All right, I hope there's something of value in there. This was a video that was hard to talk about or hard to make because I had that profound sense of joy, but it wasn't the sense of, oh, I think I'm great, I think I'm smart, I think, oh yeah, I'm a badass. It wasn't that at all. It was a humility. It was a tearing. It was a deep felt recognition, not a conscious ego posturing. So I felt that it was necessary to share it, but it's like, how do I say that without sounding like a pompous ass? Because that's not the case at all. I was crying. I was not feeling all badass. So, yeah, there you go. That's me. That's how I experience the world. And I'm celebrating that today as I approach the summit of Bald Mountain here, the white sand beaches of Bennington and these beautiful pink flowers, which I smelled yesterday, and oh my God, I don't know what they are, but that's a moment. Stop and smell the roses or those things. Okay, so yeah, let me show you the white sand beaches. Bald Mountain is made out of quartz, and it's been ground down by the glaciers into a fine white sand. And there's a little bit of marble up here too, so it's a mixture of marble and quartz. And the trails up here, just this beautiful white sand. And if I climb to the top of this cairn without falling, I'll show you the view south down into Massachusetts. You can see Mount Greylock down there, the highest mountain in Massachusetts. Maybe you can see it. And over there, the Taconic Mountains. On a clear day, you can see the Catskills of New York. Anyway, it's a beautiful day, and thank you for tuning in. And if you've made it this far, I'm really grateful for your continued audience. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you like this content, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see more of this and help me through this process of feeling like an alien with really strange ideas, come on over to Patreon, $1 or $2 a month, and you can help me navigate the cairns of life. Okay, I will see you soon. Bye.